It's uncanny, the timing. As I sat on the porch of my house watching some kids play, she walked towards her window at precisely the same moment. How could I forget the summer of 2011, my school days, when I saw her face peeking out of the grille window of the second floor for the first time. She would stand by the window, coiling and uncoiling the drapes around her head, and I would pretend to play with the kids, half-heartedly hearing their banter as they criticized each other.
After a few weeks of pretense and playing, one evening I went to the terrace. Not curious as to why that was, he took the stairs, escaping the skeptical glances of the aunties living in the building.
I pushed open the terrace door, and somewhere between my hopeless romantic self and the insipid pale background, between the boring world outside and my eccentric self, there she stood, adjusting her scarf, turning me into a love-sick fool so effortlessly. For the first time in weeks, we shared something other than just glances. Our names. Her name? Seher.
For the next few hours, we talked about books, song and songwriters, our childhood, our families, career, and life in general. We connected. Intuitively, we both knew. The next time you see a scarf at the windowsill, meet me at the terrace. Also, maybe you should start playing with kids your age.
We all agree to how things were before smartphones and the rise of social media.
The scarf drill was my ping.
Our eyes played the text game.
And the windows were used to exchange the glances. So I would tie a scarf in between the windowsill, and he would be where he should be. I saw countless sunsets with him, and both of us shared childlike admiration for the rains. But it wasn't late before our families got to know about each other, because he would look for reasons to land up at my place.
Things went on like this for a while before the year closed in, and I took my board exams. As planned, post my boards, I was to leave my hometown and move to Mumbai, and I automatically assumed that Seher would stay back, and then I would have one more reason to come back home.
But not all stories have a happy ending. And for us, fate had something else in store.
One evening, as I was pacing in my room deciding on which colleges to opt for, my eyes landed on a lacy velvety card. I picked it up and I flipped it open. It said, "In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and merciful, Seher weds Imran." I wasn't exactly sad, rather very surprised, or maybe a bit startled, because I was barely 16 and she was a year younger. So to be sure, I reopened it, and that's when it hit me, like somebody blew open a million kaleidoscopes in my mind, like the one printed on the front of the card. For the past 7 or 8 months, I took the same stairs leading to the terrace with this ecstatic face, with this eagerness in me, expecting to see her. But today it felt like somebody squeezed life out of me. My feet felt heavy, like it was already over.
That evening wasn't the last time I saw him, but it was the evening that I remember. He didn't say a word. Neither of us did for the whole time when we were standing there. But I was helpless, as if I was standing on the verge of the cliff and were asked to jump at the gunpoint. Did I even have a choice? Was I given any? The wedding preparations had begun, and I was expected to smile through it all, pretend, be happy. I did all I could.
But I'd firmly decided this one thing: to not be around the day they say their prayers. I couldn't help but imagine the nikah ceremony, the exchanging of gifts, the blessings given to them, and the two of them gazing at each other through the veil. And of course, Seher in a wedding gown. Well, I always wanted to see that. But you know what they say: be careful what you wish for.
So I Before I left, I knotted a scarf at the same windowsill.
Maybe it was her way of telling me just how much the time we spent together meant to her. I met her one more time about 2 weeks after our wedding, not knowing what or how it could all be. In a fleeting encounter, she spoke of things that would probably take a lifetime to consume. She looked weak. Her once shining, bright eyes now sunk deep into her skull. Her voice was faint.
Shoeb? I didn't know he was much older than me. And I wasn't prepared to what he did to me in the first night that I was there. But whatever he did, he wouldn't stop. I woke up horrified of whatever happened between the both of us. I cry each night, and I just can't take it anymore. Please, save me.
It's been 6 years now since I left my hometown and moved to Mumbai. On the days that I go back, I still go out to watch the kids as if nothing has changed. I still check the window to see if there's a scarf flying out in the wind, or her face peering out looking for me. I haven't seen her since that evening. But a few months back, I noticed a boy playing near the wing. A new face, yet somehow familiar. That glint in those eyes, they don't make them anymore. I walked towards him and I asked him, "Hey, where do you stay?" He gave me a blank look and he turned away. I had a leftover mint from my last cigarette. I offered it to him and I asked him once again.
Hey, where do you stay?
He pointed up to a window. The same window.
What's your name?
He answered, "My name is Shoeb."